Hello, I'm Tom and welcome to the TechVerse. This is the first video on this channel and I'll be discussing all things tech, leaks, rumours and many more things that hopefully you guys are going to enjoy. Today we're going to be discussing one of the most highly anticipated yet underrated smartphones that Apple are ever going to be releasing. Now, this is probably, most of you guys know by now, the iPhone SE 2. The iPhone SE second generation or the iPhone SE 2020. Obviously Apple are calling it the iPhone SE, but as we know, there has been one released before with the 4-inch display that looked like the iPhone 5S and 5 model. However, there is another one. Let's get into the video. Now, as you may already know this does not look like a 2020 iPhone by any means, especially with the bezels, the home button. It just looks like an iPhone 8, as you can probably tell by the screen right now. However, it does have the same internals as the £1,000 iPhone 11 Pro, but for under half the price. Yep, it is actually under half the price, which is pretty ridiculous. This is probably like a bargain in terms of Apple products. You generally don't see things this cheap that they actually sell. It has a base storage of 64 gigabytes, which could be better, but it's not awful, and has a maximum storage size of 256 gigabytes. Obviously, with the new phone models, they are obviously a lot bigger than that. However, people using this phone probably aren't going to be storing massive amounts of things on their phone, and 256 gigabytes is probably plenty for them. In my opinion, the best value for your money would probably be to double the base storage and go with the 128 gigabyte option, as that's only £50 more. So for £50 more, you're getting double the amount of storage, so it kind of seems like a no-brainer. You may not need all that 128 gigabytes, but obviously it's just there because iPhones have no SD card slots or anything like that. And Apple is keeping it very simple with the 3 different colorways. There'll probably be a picture on the screen right now. It's black, white and product red, and obviously they're probably like the most generic colors. Obviously you have your white, you have your black, and then obviously you have the product red. The white and the black, the product red, sorry, will have white fronts, and then the black obviously has the black front as well, keeping more low profile. And the best way to look at this phone is that it's an iPhone 8 body, just with 11 Pro internals. It's using the same A13 Bionic chip as the 11 Pro, but again for less than half the price, which is pretty ridiculous. With its 4.7-inch display, it's perfect for someone who wants the iPhone 8 size, but not like a brick to hold around, and it has the old style home button, as you can again tell, but it's also up to date with the best internals as the 2020 flagship phones, and it is probably in most people's budget. Like, most people generally don't go out every single year and buy a new phone, and some people just want a cheap phone. Obviously this is the cheapest phone that Apple sell, so most people will probably be going towards something like this, especially if they want the new up-to-date stuff. However, obviously it does only come in the 4.7-inch size. Some people may have liked a plus version of this, but obviously it is the SE, so they're generally keeping it low. However, I think if they did actually add a plus size, people would actually go for that as well, because obviously you do have the bigger size with all the internals. It's basically like an up-to-date iPhone 8 essentially, just with obviously, like I said, all the latest internals. However, as there are just like as many pros there are a few cons. There's no Face ID, which some people did prefer. However, it does have second generation Touch ID. Again, some people may prefer Touch ID, like if you're wearing a lot on your face, like masks at the time. Obviously you can't use them unless you set up different face profiles, and sometimes you have to have like different parts of your face showing for actually to recognize you. Also, unlike the more expensive iPhone 11 Pro, it has the one lens, and there's no night mode on the camera, which could be a big deal for some people. It could not be necessarily a big deal for other people. However, as it does have, like I said, the A13 Bionic chip, there is still portrait capability, but is limited, so it generally picks up people. Probably is not that accurate on pets because it just has the single camera lens on there. However, the video quality should be quite good. It can shoot up to 4K in up to 60 FPS. However, obviously, depending on the dynamic zoom, it will generally go down to 4K at 30 FPS, and the front-facing camera is 7 megapixels, and it shoots at 1080p video, which, depending on, like I said, depending on what you're doing, could be good. It could, like, it's not necessarily a big deal. However, the 11 and 11 Pro do have 4K capability. The iPhone SE 2, which is what most people are going to be calling this model, also does come with wireless charging capability and does support fast charging. However, you do have to buy that separately, just like with most things. However, obviously with the iPhone 11 Pro, it does come in the box. So again, there are a few upsides to this, and the battery life is said to be the same as the iPhone 8, which is okay, but it could be a lot better, considering the battery life on the iPhone 11 Pro Max especially is pretty ridiculous now for an iPhone. Pre-orders are now already open at the time of recording this video and when this will be out, and the phones will be shipping on the 24th of April. I think if you order it right now, it comes on about the 28th. So even at the moment, there are still quite a lot of them in stock. Obviously, with everything that's going on right now, people aren't probably going to be rushing out to go buy a new phone. However, when everything's over, this is probably going to be one of the most popular phones for that market, essentially. So the iPhone SE2 second generation, or 2020, whatever you are going to be calling it. Personally, I think there's going to be a lot of mixed feelings with this phone, but I feel that it has an audience for it, and people are going to love this phone, and it'll be exactly what they're looking for. You know, like, people ask you, it's like, oh yeah, what phone should I get? I don't want something too big, I don't want something too small, I want the new, like, up to date, but I don't want to spend a lot. This is literally perfect for them. So hopefully that you did enjoy this. We're going to be posting quite a bit whenever everything gets sorted out. Probably have a schedule and stuff going on, so hopefully you enjoy it, and I'll see you all in the next video.